Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Alex Santuna, and today I'm going to jump into this Pumpkinhead. So originally I started printing out this model, but as a bust. I haven't done the whole thing yet. The first part was just more of a test to see what held, but as you can see, I've never really comped this image, so I think today I'm going to do that just a little bit before Halloween, because it's that time of the year. I love Halloween. I love like creepy monsters, and I've never really comped this image. So let me go ahead and start right there. Let's go ahead and get a decent size resolution, and maybe we'll go 4K for just to get resolution in there. Yes, let's resize this document. Look at that. Alright, Control N, click and drag, and press T, and let's see what we got. Let's zoom out our document. Let's see what we got. Let's see, let's zoom in just enough. Now we can focus on this model, and I'm gonna try to get a composition just right. We'll just kind of angle it some. I want him to kind of be just enough angled to be, see the pitchfork. At the same time, you see his face slightly a little bit him turned. So let's see. I don't want him looking away, but then that could work too. Kind of like that. I don't know. Never thought about it like that. Could be a different composition. Couldn't hurt. I could do one like this and then always come back to it later. I love that you can see the full side of his head and all the details and stuff. So let's lock this in. Go to Documents, select Camera, Store Camera. Let's name it Side Shot. So that's in there. Let's go ahead and save this file just so we got it on the file. Save as, and we'll just call this comp. I guess comp. Doesn't hurt to save. You know, if you got the hard drive space, go ahead and save it. So what I like to do is use Zbrush to Photoshop, and we're gonna check all these out. If you're not familiar with this, it's under your plugins. Plugins can be found over here, and then we can bring it to this side. So just drag it over, and it'll be at the bottom. I'm gonna check everything in here. I like having the option to jump back and forth. Do we want the wireframe? It's kind of messy. So let's go ahead and go to some materials. I like what he has already, and he does have some poly paint to him that I don't mind using, but I really wouldn't mind painting in Photoshop just for, I don't know, just for no reason. We'll kind of go with this. We'll leave him as a blank canvas, and we'll paint on it and go from there and see what we can come up with. I like this original material. It's a matte cap gray. We'll keep that. Let's go to another material. I want them to be a little bit more shiny, so let's get a toy plastic, so we get the wet look. And I'm not sure what these originally are, but we're just going to replace them. We get a little bit of this. It's kind of grungy, you see. It's a little, not too bad. I'm going to jump around and just see what we can find. There's no right or wrong here. We're just trying to get some looks going. This would be a good one to capture the specularities. Guess we can drop this in black. See if it will drop it. Maybe halfway. We'll keep it white. It's not gonna hurt. We can clamp it down afterwards, probably in Photoshop, and get the highlights. So let's go with this. Let's get another material. Let's see something that's a little bit more natural. This one's cool. Let's grab that. And as long as my Photoshop doesn't, you know, last time I had issues because I had layers and I forgot. Not all plugins are. Ooh, this one's nice. I like this one better than the other. I don't remember which slot it was in. I wish it would tell you, but it's okay. We'll put this at the last one. We can always export again from this to kind of get another pass at it. Let's go back to our gray. Where's gray at? It was probably at the top. Let's go to the top. Startup material. That's not what I had. There you are, gray. This is really what I use, and if I render this out, you'll actually see the polygroups that I have in there that actually kind of broken it down. This way, if I take it into Photoshop, I can actually just kind of select and isolate. So I'm going to export it out as polygroup ID right here. So that should help out on some of it. Let's let my graphics card pick up, hear the fan in the background. I don't know if you can hear that, but it probably gets a little loud with the microphone. I need to move this microphone away from the computer, but it's all good. So now you can see all the color adjustments or the polygroups. And this will help me out in grabbing the details that I need. So we're halfway there. We're going to send it to Photoshop in a bit. I'm going to save one more time because, you know, why not? I'll send it out and we'll jump into Photoshop. I'm going to have to make sure I don't have any layers, but it should be okay. So let's turn this off. I'm going to save, and then we're going to jump into Photoshop after the export. See you on the other side. Okay, so now that I've exported my image into Photoshop, I did have trouble getting it from Zbrush into here with the plugin, and I'm not sure if that meant because this file was very old, like an older version of Zbrush, and it might have held something that it just didn't like. So I just pretty much started a new, or reinitialized and imported in the project and started fresh, and so it worked after that. But it was kind of like, why are you not working? And so you can see I got all my passes in here, and I can turn on this, and I got my reflections. I kind of adjusted a few things, just the parameters, and played around. After I got it working, I jumped in here, and I haven't done any of the lighting setup yet, but it's in there. We've got our geometry, we got subtool IDs in here. This will help out for masking if we need a mask. Got a depth of field, or depth pass for Z depth. Color bump, I like the way that looks just originally. And structure. Let's go up a little bit top, our effects. Now the effects do quite a bit. You got your shadow. You can tell shadow's kind of harsh. Now I'm already gonna kind of lighten that up. I don't really need much of a shadow, and depending on what I use too with the base. So if I were to turn off this one and go to just your main one, or preview, you'd be able to see where this comes into play. You can start to see if increase this, there's more shadow. Really depends on the lighting too. I didn't do more than one light, but it's okay. We're gonna figure that out later. This is my subsurface scattering. If I were to, let's see, turn off everything, you'll see what it is. You got subsurface. Looks like a jelly model with all this little kind of fall off on there. Ambient occlusion, you can toss that on top. I duplicated it already. Just jumping around. I was just kind of playing real quick before I started the video. Just wanted to kind of get a base of what I wanted to do. So we can start with, see what we got. We got this materials down here. I like this. This toy plastic actually pops it just right. And chrome kind of gives a little bit more shininess, where I could probably paint just him and isolate that, and I like that, so we could do that. We'll start there. Let's start kind of giving Pumpkinhead a little more something. So let's see what we got. My mask, let's see where my mask went. Effects and masks, and see what we got. Let's see if we got one. It's just him. There we go. Let's just apply that to this. We're gonna go ahead and duplicate this just so that I got an extra one, and we'll apply layer mask. So now we got him on there, on this layer. Let's see. Yeah, just a little bit. Let's see this toy plastic. Kind of lights everything else up. And I wanted it originally like texture based on just Photoshop. I was gonna go more Photoshop ways and get this going. Let's see what this preview does. So let's go ahead and start lighting our scene, and let's get a background color. Let's kind of let's get a mood going. What do you think? Kind of a green brown, I'm thinking. And this is just for kind of like a mood to set the. Let's go darker, just so that we get this going. The toy plastic I don't need as harsh just yet. I just want it to be a subtle kind of thing. The thing is that I don't need it on everything, do I? But just enough. What is that going on? Some other reflection thing is the specularity, I guess, is getting in there. Let's get the effects. I don't really need this on everything, so let's look around. Tree's kind of shiny. Let's pop these shadows just a little bit more. I want that nighttime feel. So subsurface is what's giving it that specularity. I don't really need it on everything. I actually just want it on Pumpkinhead, so let's do that. Let's grab that, and we'll duplicate this layer. Let's just be safe and do that. We'll turn this off. That way we can always go back to the default. So now he looks more jelly. He's got that kind of transparency going to him. You can see that brain going on him. Let's see what else we got. I almost want to apply this color back into Pumpkinhead, and really him being at the pull him up just slightly, put him up here, see what he does, and let's change his, see if we can pull some of this color out and get him a little bit of, there you go. See, he's got a little bit of that color going back. Could have probably left him down below. Usually what I'll do is just kind of find that happy medium. Look at that. That kind of reads a little bit more, but I don't like the color it's pulling, but that kind of works. Let's just kind of give a little bit. Let's see what. Just slightly, right? It just kind of keeps me from having to paint everything, and I like that I already painted his brain area. It kind of already gives that pop. So we got that. Let's go to the next stage. Let's light them. So the front light is kind of harsh, kind of gives the overall feel, but let's put an exposure on this. And we'll drop it down. Just enough. And let's give him a color. Let's drop down. Hue saturation. Really need that. Let's close you up. Override this color. See if we can get a mood. Get a feeling with this. See if I can get what we're feeling. A little bit right there. A little desaturation. I don't know. What you think? Let's go this exposure. Let's drop it just slightly. Just enough to hint. Alright, let's go to the next light. Left. So now what I like here is that this is actually kind of highlighting the side. So let's go with that. Let's expose this. And let's see what we got. I don't want it too hot. I just want to kind of play with that. The pumpkins and everything else, I might do a texture overlay or something. I had originally wanted to drop it at Marmoset as a comp, but just trying to use that plugin kind of distracted me to want to figure out why that wasn't working. I guess it was just an older version. So let's give it some color. So a little bit. Let's see what we got. Ooh, look at that. Somewhere right there, that blue just a little bit. Give it some blue. See what the hard blue does. Too much. Let's go back to that. Kind of. Let's get this exposure just drop just slightly. We just want to tease. I want to tease like a Halloween kind of feeling, along with Pumpkinhead, right? This is the other side. Let's see what other lights we got. Top down. Let's see it left. Some more left. Let's go to the right. Light right. I like that. Let's go with that. Exposure. A lot of this is just me playing around, kind of getting a look. Look at that, popping that side. But let's give it a color. Let's change that color. Let's go to hue saturation and drop it down. And colorize. Let's see what we got. Ooh, look at that. Oh, nice. It kind of gives that creepy vibe. Purple kind of works. Kind of stylized. I probably should reference the movie images, but right now I'm just having fun with it. So we got this light kind of popping a little bit good. Might just give them a little more highlight, because what I'm thinking about is just adding some smoke. Pumpkinhead references were always there. The other thing, if you're looking at the composition, I want to kind of spread this out a little bit more to the top and give it a little bit more vertical look, so that when I comp it. But for now, I'm just kind of staying in this aspect ratio, and we'll push it a little bit later. So that works. Let's go back left, see what we got. A little bit more lighting, but this top light, let's give it a little bit more moon. Let's see if this will give us what we need. Just something to give us. I like that it pops his brain specularity just slightly. So let's go hue saturation, and don't forget that we're going to also probably adjust, even in post, a color feel. So let's give it more. I'm going more blues, I guess, but I want that moonlight feeling, like it's in the moon. Kind of a full moon look. It's almost too much, though. We don't want that much. We just want to tease it. See how that looks. Let's pop this bigger. What do you see? Yeah, that could work. The tree, I might Photoshop some little details on here, and so just kind of playing around. Let's see. So turn off our lights. We got that. Turn them on. we got our lighting going. The albedo. Let's see what else we got. So that's at 50. This actually helps. It's a good layer. I don't want it too intense. Let's see if we can pop it to just certain parts of it. That almost brings it pretty good, pretty scary. I might go back up to that other one. I like this. This actually reads really. There you go, soft light. Somewhere between there. That soft light kind of makes it a little bit more grunged up, more gritty. Matte cap white. Let's see what this does. No, we don't want that. Chrome. I already have chrome, but does it help the pumpkins? Pumpkins aren't really that shiny, are they? That's my preview. BPR. Let's see what this does. If we change its overlay. It gives a little bit more texture. Let's see what that does. We'll just drop this hard light. I just want a little more specularity that's not showing up. There you go. You see it? Just enough right there. I just wanted to pop this detail that's in there. And pretty much just having fun with it. I'm not trying to do a science of you need to do this much from structure, this and that. I'm just kind of experimenting. It's kind of like getting your, mad scientist. Pour a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Take this away. Go back and forth. Let's see what we got. Just having fun with it. There's no roadmap on this journey. I like the black and white. Shit, that looks pretty cool. Do we need color? I don't know. Sometimes. Let's see. That made it darker, but let's see what it did. Took away all my color. And since it's on top of the lights, it doesn't help any, so that's not really what I want. Unless we just drop this down just to kind of blend it. We can kind of focus a little bit more on them. But I think it's okay the way it is. So let's go up a little bit more. We got subsurface. Doesn't really help anything else as far as composition wise. The specularity though. Let's fine tune this. Let's get that a little bit going. And it's okay. We're going to darken this image a lot more after this. Yeah, I'm going a little heavy on the AO just because I want a little bit more dirt, low grit. So we got all these passes in there. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of color. Let's look up. Let's look, see what we got. Get a vibe, get a feeling. Posterized feeling. There's that blue that I wanted. A little too heavy on the blue. That's cool. Pumpkinhead. I always like this washed out look, but for some reason I want it to be a little bit more defined. Just kind of keep going. That actually reads a little more natural to me. So, and even on top of this, I'm gonna go back in and start doing a little bit more painting and stuff. I want to pop his teeth, put something in there, get it going. But we got that. Let's do one more photo filter. Let's see if we can give it a little bit more. Give it something. So what we got? What is that? There's a little warmth. Kind of took it on my my color. It's not what I want. Let's go back Let's just double up on this. Double down. Let's see what we got. And I like that. Pops the lighting a little bit better. Let's just kind of go to the bottom where we didn't touch on. Again, I keep going to that. Did it the same one I picked the first time. Oh, I love that. I love this color. This reads a little bit more the style that I kind of wanted, but let's go up. Yeah, it does kind of read. Let's just let's double on the filter. Let's see what we got. Let's we can accent this just a little bit. Slap. Look how gritty that looks. Ooh. So I want it to be like scary at the same time, but well, not like terrifying, but I want it to have a mood. When you look at it, you know it's Pumpkinhead. I'm okay with the little stylized look too. So let's go with one of these. Just a darken. It's just kind of. There you go. It's just enough. Just touch stuff up a little bit. So if we take these off, yeah, just enough. So let's go to one more. Color balance. Let's just kind of get a mood. I kind of took away all the blues when I do it this way, but it feels more natural. Almost feel like a that's part of like experimenting, is that you'll kind of go one direction and after a while you're like, maybe it wasn't meant to be that way. That looks more fleshy, more like a more about like the prop makeup, like it could work, but I might have pulled too much. That's the original. I don't know what you think. Just 50-50, right? Can't go wrong there. Let's save. Pressing save. So alright, I'm gonna come back to this. This is early in the morning, so call it a stopping point. It's about all the time I have for this morning, but I'll continue this either tonight and try to finish this up. But this is where I'm at. Hopefully, you know, I'll gather some resources for textures for the pumpkins and this dirt, something to overlay, and just want to kind of, I'll recompose it to be a little bit bigger, and I want to put some spider webs, so I might Photoshop some spider webs in there, put some dripping saliva on his mouth, just kind of make it look a little more wet. We'll get a look, but so far this is what we got, and somewhere between here and there, my background turned black. How did this turn black? When did that go that direction? So okay, thank you well, thank you for watching so far, and I'll pick it up after a bit, and I might either make this one continuous video or break it up. We'll see how it goes. So this is where I'll stop for today.